Hello, everybody. It's Christy here at My Artful Adventures. And today we are going to talk about some things that you might like to do with some old book pages. Well, they don't have to be old. You could use any book pages. But making things with some text on them is really kind of, I think it's kind of a cool look for a lot of things. And so you just might want to give it a try as well. Oh my goodness, let me close some things. I use my computer here and I need to shut some things down. Sorry. Oh my, oh my. But anyway, I'm on Facebook and also YouTube today. If you are not seeing the little red live button on Facebook, then you're watching a replay. I'd love for you to let me know. And I think, and there's a little live kind of a button on YouTube as well. But if you enjoy what we do today, I would invite you to go ahead and follow me or subscribe and give me a like and let me know that that you enjoyed what we did today. That is always helpful and I always appreciate it. So I am let me just do something here so I can see comments. But I'll be able to see comments whether you are on YouTube or on Facebook, so I can see either one of those places. So be sure to comment if you want to interact with me on the live. I always appreciate that. And book pages, or if you're doing paper crafting, I do mostly paper crafting. And so, that can mean anything from journals to mixed media, album making, folios, scrapbooks, cards, all kinds of things to me fall under that category of scrapbooking. So I hope that you will consider joining along, following the journey. And when I say My Artful Journeys, I'm talking about mine. But when you say My Artful Adventures, then you are talking about your own. I think I just said journeys. There's no telling what might fly out of my mouth. Oh my goodness. And you guys, I was trying to do something. I was going to get a different color of one of my Distress Oxide inks for something I wanted to show you. And oh my goodness, the whole thing came tumbling down, and I had a big mess. I still haven't got it all cleaned up. I've lost one of the lids to one of them. And so it's just in a little plastic Ziploc bag for right now. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I tell you, you never know what's going to happen, right? So it made me kind of unhappy. So I'm like, okay, well, we're not going to do that thing right now today. But, we'll do some of those things. We'll have enough things to do today. And so I go live on Mondays at 1 o'clock. And coming up here, this week and the next couple weeks on Wednesdays, I'll be on at 2 o'clock. Well, let me backtrack. I usually tell it in Eastern time and then let people just, figure that out. So I will be on at 12 noon Eastern on Mondays, and then at 2 Eastern on Wednesdays. And then I do have a schedule posted on my Facebook page, and you can always do that. You can join my Telegram, and I, let people know when I'm going to be live in there. So there's lots of ways to get a chance to, to check out where we're going, what is going on, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's go ahead and turn down to the workspace. Good morning or afternoon, whatever it is where you are. Oh, Brenda, she says it's afternoon. So we are going to get started here. I'm going to pull you down here. I have this old book, and one of the nice things about when you have an old book that has, the coloring is, it's off color, that's for sure. And the pages begin to change, and they just take on a different vintage, look. And I have some things that are hymnals that it's surprising how soon that a book can start turning these colors. And here, I've got the wrong spot. There we go. It's amazing how quickly the book can start getting this aged look. I have some that are even as early as in the 70s. or no, I'm sorry, the 80s, and they already have this aged look to them. They're starting to look like they're really old. But some of these books, to be able to use them, and this one was falling apart already. It's not in good shape. And so I thought, oh, this would be a perfect one to, to grab and have. Sometimes I'll pick them up at estate sales. Sometimes we have places here called Half Price Books, and a lot of times they'll have old things that are even on clearance. And unless it's something really special, a lot of times you can pick up, books like this for, not very much money, right? So it makes it, something great to have on hand to use. And there's all kinds of things. And we're just going to, do some today, just a few. But this book, and you can look and see how they are, put together. I was watching a lady the other day take a book apart, and it actually had the sewn in signatures. And so she could take she could open it up and find, where the signature was sewn and take it apart like that. And then she actually had a double spread to be able to use, a bigger piece of paper. That's not the case with this particular book. I think all of these are glued in. And, to get them, if you just kind of break open the spine, so to speak, then you've loosened up a lot. And look here, we've got these pieces coming out. I told you that wasn't in very good shape. But then you can just take these, and usually you can just tear them out real gently, and they'll tear pretty straight. I'm almost afraid to say that because that's the kind of thing you say and then they don't. And here it's not. I'm getting a jaggedy edge on here. Let me see if I can find where I was tearing out of before that worked really well. Let's try this one. There we go. See, some of them, well, and that's not coming out that great either. But just go ahead, and then you can always take this, because we're not going to be able to take the whole sheet. I mean, this is the whole sheet, it looks like. And if it's not, they aren't sewn together, and so it's not going to be an easy way to get them apart, if you know what I'm saying. Now, I kind of have found it easier for closer to the middle to get these out more straight. Let me see. Let me just try and do another one. No, my first few came out and they weren't even these jaggedy edges. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, see these first few? They didn't even tear out raggedy, but that's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and take some other random ones out here to use. But you can make pockets, you can make little envelopes, you can make tags. There's all kinds of things that you can make with some of these vintage papers. Hi, Estella. Hope you guys had a good weekend. We worked on my granddaughter's Christmas tree this weekend. She wanted to get that up, so I still don't have mine up. I think I'm going to be able to manage to do that this afternoon. I hope so, because the days are clicking away. It's gonna be Christmas if we don't hurry up and get going here. All right, so I'm just gonna set that out to the side. Let's just work on some of these. Let me first, and you don't even have to do this. I'm gonna grab my paper cutter with the other assorted junk that's living on top of it at the moment. Okay, just a second. All right. So, and I've got it here if I want it. But some of the things that you might consider doing, I just have to cut those. Those are just so raggedy. And depending on what you were doing, you might not care. But since I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with them yet, I'm just going to go ahead and trim a tiny bit off. Oh, goodness. Oh, that's not working good at all. What in the world? It's like let me try this one. Wonder if it's my trimmer. You guys, that does not want to cut nice at all. It's just grabbing that paper. Okay, so you might have to give that a trial run. I'm just gonna have to scissor cut some of these if I want them. But that's interesting. Now, I wouldn't do all of these the same because, like I said, I'm not sure what I want to do with them. So let's not do that. So let's take one. Let's take one of these we've already cut. And let's just fold it. And we're going to put a little glue. I still need to get a glue stick that actually works. Hi, Sue. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on here. Just enough to get it to stick. And then I'm just going to fold it in half. Because it's so thin. And now I'm just going to do half again. What have you guys been up to this weekend? Anything fun? Just put a little glue there. Just fold it again. And this one we can use. Now it's got enough thickness that it could be used for something else. And this, I think, would make a cute tag. So all I would have to do is I would want to trim off the edges here. And you can take this if you want to, make it more exact and match up. And I'm just going to take my tiny scissors for this. Just kind of use that as a little bit of a template. Although, you know, I keep doing that, and to me, I don't even know that that looks the same. And then you could punch a hole. That's not a regular size hole punch. That was like some teeny tiny little thing. Oh, here's my Crop-A-Dot. Oh, yeah. I'm like, wait, that's not right. So let's just put a little hole in it right here. Now, you know what I wanted to do? And this is what I was trying to get a different color of Distress Oxide or some kind of ink out over there. And I thought it would be fun to put it like on the main part here. If you had something that was a little bit more opaque, I think that would be cool. And then you could just put some on the front. Maybe put another little decoration, some more ephemera on your tag. And you could do both sides if you wanted to. But look what a difference that makes when you put that on there. You just are adding a little interest on there. But now, because I used wet glue on here, this feels it's still kind of damp. But look how cute that would be to make some little tags. And, you know, you've got this color, this background. But I think text makes such a cool thing. You could even put a little bit of cardstock on here. And then write on that. I think that would be fun. But there you go. And then you could put your string in here. Your ribbon, whatever you wanted to use. So let's go on to make something else. Let's make a pocket. Or like a little envelope. Let's make a little envelope. And you could make these a lot more sturdy by using 2 pages together. I think I'm not going to do that though right now. I think I'm just going to try and go with one and show you. Because I'd rather, if I was going to put both of these together, I would rather use a glue stick. And I told you, I have not got mine. And now when I went to order one, I thought, well, I want to see how much they are if I just order one. And when I looked, then I'm like, well, I don't know. So I know that the kind I want has a real big one, and I don't know what that is compared to like the weight size of it. And then I start seeing different ones, and I'm like, well, I don't know the difference, and I don't know if they just have different packaging or what. I'm like, oh my word. So what we want to do here is we're just going to fold up. I don't know, probably, you could kind of go with maybe a third. Do like a third. And then leave a little gap in here, and then fold it so it folds down over it, but a little bit of a gap. Just fold that over. So see, you've got a little bit of a gap right there. Okay. And now I'm going to take it, I'm going to open it, and then I'm just going to put over like about a 1/2 inch. You know, something that is nice about doing something like this is you're not really having to measure or score, and I think they're going to come out just fine. Then about 1/2 inch over here. And just give that a nice press. And now what you're going to do is, here's where this folds right here, and this. So now what we're going to do is on this part that's got the 1/2 inch, we're going to leave it in this middle section, but we're going to cut out these other 4. And that's going to leave us a little flap to glue to. So we're just going to snip in there. Probably should use bigger scissors. And just give it a little cut. Those are harder to use. And then just snip down to the first section. And again, we're just going to clip all these little segments out. Just leave it. And yeah, I can see this would probably work a lot better with a double layer of that page. And I'm planning on doing some other things with these too. And that was one of the reasons I wanted to go ahead and get myself some glue stick that works. Okay, and then you've got that, and if you want to see, then you've got this kind of a pocket, and I'm sure you've seen envelopes like that, you know, before. I think what I would do on here, I think I would round this. I would either snip it off here, but I think I'm going to round it. A little bit of a round there, a little bit of a round here. And on these down here, I'm going to snip at a diagonal that'll make that a little easier to close. It'll close a little nicer. Okay. And then I think I will also round the corners up here on the flap. So this will be the flap. We'll just give it a little round. And if you've got, you know, a corner rounder, you can certainly use that. And then just put a little glue on our flaps to make our little envelope. Uh-oh, and that one's supposed to go up there. You'd be better off to glue down in this section. Okay. There we go. And then again, you can just use some of your inks to and one thing about using a paper that has already started to turn color is the fact that you don't have to do so much to get that same look, right? You've got kind of a head start on yourself. And if you wanted to, you could even do a little bit of a notch here. Whoops, first you gotta make sure it's open. Won't work if it's not open. And so make sure I'm kind of in the, and you could go deep, or you could just do a little bit right there. Just gonna do a little. And just give it a little bit of a, and you could put this, any of these things that we're doing today, you could use it in a junk journal. Oh my goodness, struggling here today. The Distress Inks have it out for me today. And I knew that the moment they started falling on my head out of my storage. Like, no. But there you go. Like, you've just got this cute little envelope to put on there. And so we're going to make some bigger pockets now. And I tell you, there's just no end to how you could use the book pages. The text makes it really interesting for whatever you're, going to make. And so we're going to do these. And these can go by, you could just sit, you could take an old book and you could just sit and do these. You could watch TV, you could listen to music, whatever you want to do. This would be just a lot of fun. So I'm going to see how these go without trimming them up or anything. Let's just go for it, okay? So one of the ways that you can do is you've got your one piece that will be like kind of the back, right? And then you would have two other pieces at least. So let's say I've got these two pieces, and I'm going to fold it down from the corner. So we're just going to take it and run this piece all the way down to this corner. Except I really need it to go this direction, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got that. This way I can keep track of what I'm doing, I guess. And this one, I don't want to go so far in, so I'm going to go over, let's start it, maybe a little bit, that's probably about 3/8 of an inch. You could do 3/8 of an inch, or whatever you like. Okay, so then we're going to layer them. So this would be the front, the next one, and then here is our base page. And so then you just like stack them up and get them even on the page. And now what you've done is you've made several pockets here. Let me grab a paper clip. I'm gonna grab a couple. So now you've got your stacked pages here. So you've got a pocket that you can use here, a pocket in here. And then if you wanted to, you could take another piece, and I'm just going to go ahead and, you know what, well, we've got these here, and before we would ever do anything else, I'm going to give a little bit hint of color to them because it'll define their pockets a little bit more. But by folding that over, you've given it a little bit more stability. You're still using the book page. It still looks, you've got that cool effect going on. Okay, now on this one, I'm going to ink this at the top. And I think I'll cut a little notch out, just a little bit. And I always try to remember to do that if I'm inking so I can get some ink on the notch. Okay, now since this is going to be down here on the front, let's put this on here. Okay, and this is going to go up and around the back side. So I'm going to put a little bit of ink on here as well. Okay. Probably say that a lot. I'm sorry. Okay. And now we can put this one down here at the bottom and make a little pocket down here. Fold it. I'll give it a good fold here. We would stack these in. And you know, if you wanted to sew them, if you like to sew some of your pockets, that would be fun. And then when you get them stacked up and how you want them, if you've got anything like hanging out over here, this would be a good time. You could trim that off. But if you like to do any sewing, that would be a lot of fun to sew your pieces together. That would make a neat look. There we go. Now this part here, I can see it's like sticking out here. I don't really care for that. So I didn't need it much. And then if you go back with your blending tool along the back, it'll kind of, cover up any of that where you've got light here and dark here. But if you take that and you just bump it up along here, then it will kind of, take care of that. And you don't have so much of that that's showing along the edge. So here you've got a pocket, you've got another pocket here, and you would, go ahead and glue these along here, and, and there you could do that. So then on the back, you've got a deep pocket, and for sure, or, you could even fold that and do that a little bit different on the back. Let's do this. Nope, let's not do that. Let's not do that. I was thinking of something else, and I think it's just better the way that is for now. But you could still put another pocket on here. You could, take another one. Or, where's our little envelope? This would be fun. You could put this on here now. And you've got your little envelope on this page and a pocket there. That's a lot of goodies for just, a few book pages, right? So how many of you have used book pages to, craft with or make something? I'm curious. Let me know if you've used some book pages before. And do you like to use vintage or plain, a newer book that has not turned a color yet? Okay, here's another style that you could do. And it's really so similar. I wish I knew where it was I'd been taking these out that were so easy to come out nice and clean. I just don't know. And that's pretty good. So another way that you could use these is to take these and then fold them lengthwise instead. And you could, let me see. I think what I would do on this one is I would cut a little bit off. I think I would do it a little smaller than that. And just cut it. And then you've got like these lengthwise pockets that you've done. And so you just add that. And then you've got these. So you've got a tuck pocket here and one here. That's kind of different. You don't usually see things that are running, the whole length of the page. I don't anyway. And then you've got, something you could tuck in there. You could use that for tags or whatever you wanted to. But I think that would be fun. But I think that's going to be it today. So we've done some pages with, some folds to make some pockets from, old book page. we did our envelope, and I'm going to go ahead and attach it down here on the back. We've shown how you could make a tag. You just want to, fold this more times so you've got a good, thick tag. And then, and then this could be, your vertical folds. So, okay, let's see. Oh, Kim, thank you. Yes, vintage. We love vintage, don't we? I feel like I'm kind of vintage nowadays anyway. Estella says she's learning. She's a beginner. You know what? I'm glad to know that, Estella, because a lot of times I feel like I have really, I've gone real basic with some of what I'm doing. And I like to know that I've got people that appeals to and that, like to learn. And I think that's kind of what I like to go to. We've got lots of people who are out there showing things that are not basic at all. And sometimes, what I show isn't either. But I'm really glad to know that you are here and you're enjoying what we're doing here at My Artful Adventures. And that's the whole point. We're going on adventures. So, and those of you who aren't new to crafting, jump in and we all help each other, right? So, it just makes it a lot more fun. You've got people from all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of, steps along the way to their journey. Some people have been doing all kinds of crafts forever and ever. Some are new, to one thing or another. And it just makes it a lot of fun. And I am so thankful to have all of you here with me today. And that's going to be it for today. So thanks so much. I will see you next time. I'll be on again on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern. See you then. Bye-bye.